So finally, this leads us to the second step of a deen, or iman. Iman corresponding to tariqat. Allah says in 535, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu ittaqullaha wabtaghu ilayhi al-wasilata wa jahidu fi sabilihi la'allakum tuflihun. Here we look closer at this ayat. Allah addresses the people of faith, or the people amanu, to do the following in 535. Ittaqullaha, which means to have fear or taqwa to Allah. Wabtaghu ilayhi al-wasilata, seek towards Him, or Allah, the means al-wasilata. Wa jahidu fi sabilihi, strive hard in His way, fi sabilihi, la'allakum tuflihun, so that you may succeed, prosper, or become righteous. So here it is clear that people who have faith, people of amanu, have to be active and not passive to be successful. So as we break down this verse, let's see what Allah has to say about keywords we need to understand to be tuflihun, or to be successful. This first word is taqwa. Allah says in 6:153, and that this is my straight path, so follow it, and do not follow the other paths, then they will separate you from His path that He has enjoined on you with it, so that you may become righteous. Remember our comparison between Sirat al-Mustaqim and Tariq al-Mustaqim in the previous slide. So now to paraphrase 535, so people with iman, you may become righteous by following His path, which is Sirat al-Mustaqim. In the next part of 535, Allah talks about the word wasila, or the means of access. The means of access, to whom? To Allah. This word is only mentioned twice in the Quran, once in 1757, where Allah says, those whom they call seek to the Lord the means of access, which of them is nearest, and they hope for His mercy and fear His punishment. Indeed, the punishment of your Lord is ever feared. The second time is in 535, وَابْتَغُوا إِلَيْهِ الْوَسِيلَةَ. So to paraphrase again, so people with iman, you may become righteous by following His path, and if you seek a means of approach or access to Him. So this means you can access Him and approach Him. You can access Allah and you can approach Him. There is controversy as to what jihad is and what Allah means in this verse. I can only give evidence promoting my stance, and Allah knows best. First of all, two important points. Both of them are in chapter ayat 29. The first one, وَمَنْ جَهَادُوا فَإِنَّمَا يُجَاهِدُوا لِنَفْسِهِ. And whoever strives, then only they strive for their own souls. And jahadu fina lana diyannahum subulana. Who strive for us, we will certainly guide them to our paths, and that's in 29:69. So to conclude my first point, Surah or chapter 29 is a Meccan chapter or surah, and all the verses refer to jihad. Now note, there was no military jihad during this revelation, so at least here we are not talking about military jihad. So the path, or way, is obviously related to something else. Now compare that with this Medinan surah in 535, which is the one we had talked about previously. وَجَاهَدُوا فِي سَبِيلِهِ, strive in His way. So it seems that the key to ending the controversy as to what jihad is determining what sabil is, because the word sabil is in both verses and spans both the pre- and post-military jihad revelations. So what is His path or His way? The word sabil is mentioned 183 times in the Quran. The root word is sin, ba, and lam. It is a noun that means a way, a road, a path, and if you add ibn al-sabil, it means a traveler. If you look at a concordance of the Quran and look up sin, ba, and lam, you will see that the overwhelming number of verses where Allah uses this root word in the Quran are used in the context of a path or a traveler, which is our second point. To paraphrase, so people with iman, you may become righteous by following His path, and if you seek a means of approach or access to Him, and strive in His path or His way. Next, the Quran defines tuflihun. It means Tuflihuna, those who prosper. Its root word is fa, lam, and ha, which means to prosper or to succeed. Now everybody knows the adhan, hayya al-falah, come to success or prosperity. And the Quran defines as he who prospers or succeeds in 87:14, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ تَزَكَّى, but those will prosper who purify themselves. And also in 91:9, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ زَكَّاهَا, truly he succeeds that purifies it. So those who strive in his way are those who prosper. And he who prospers is he who purifies it. Now what is the it in 91:9? Let's start with 91:7. وَنَفْسٍ وَمَا سَوَاهَا, and the soul and he who proportioned it. فَأَلْهَمَّهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا, and he inspired it to distinguish its wickedness and its righteousness. قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ زَكَّاهَا, indeed he succeeds who purifies it. وَقَدْ خَابَ مَنْ دَسَّاهَا, and indeed he fails who buries it. So the it is the soul, and the Arabic word for soul is nafs, nun, fa, and sa. It is now this nafs here. This root word is in the Quran 293 times, and to purify the nafs is how Allah defines success. Tuflihuna, it is his way or his path. It is the jihad in his path to strive in his way. Wajahidu fi sabilihi, tazakiyat al-nafs, or the purification of the soul. It is the means of access to Allah, wasila, and Allah's path is Sirat al-Mustaqim, which is identical to Tariq al-Mustaqim. To purify the nafs is a component of taqwa, and to purify the nafs is a component of iman, or people of faith. And finally, to purify the soul, or the nafs, is the goal of Sufism. So to paraphrase 535, so you people with iman, you may, if you take yourself to task, become righteous by following his path, which is Sirat al-Mustaqim, or Tariq al-Mustaqim. And if you seek a means of approach or access to him, and strive in his path or his way towards success, and indeed success is defined as one who purifies it, and failure is defined as one who buries it, namely the soul.